No, eventually I probably get over it.
It's for, it's for.
Yeah.
Sure they have to go.
No.
It's for- You know where.
No.
Like, slow it down.
We are live. I got it.
We'll call the August 5th meeting, of Lockheed City Council to order. It's time for my moment of silence followed by the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilmember Alexander. Councilmember Brand. Here. Councilmember Prinker.
Here. Councilmember
Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Missouri.
Here.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Here.
Mayor Long.
Here. Minutes of the previous meeting. Minutes, it's not on.
Not all, just,
No, but we don't have any minutes.
don't have any minutes yet.
Oh, we want. Thank you. Public comments and requests. 3A, residents from city taxpayers. Okay. 4B, use of Triangle Park.
Downtown Lock Haven Inc. and the Apothecary are requesting use of Triangle Park, Main Street parking lot, Fallon Alley, and Sarah's Alley for a Moonlight Market on Main event on October 5th from 4 to 9. It'll be an all-day event with vendors throughout the areas with food trucks at Triangle Park. If approved, I'll work with them to ensure rules and regulations of parks are adhered to and proper paperwork. This is in an effort to not have to close the streets, so they're utilizing other parts of the city.
So which counts?
Food acceptance.
All second.
Motion for and a second. Any further questions or comments?
I just have one question. It does say it's an all-day event, but then it says from 4 till 9.
Yeah. Just ignore that.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure I
That's a
understood.
level.
So it is an all-day event or is it from 4
It's
till?
from 4 to 9.
It's from 4 to 9,
So
okay,
the vendors will be setting up, I believe, at 3.
okay,
So,
terrific.
Motion on the floor and a second. Any further questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Alexander. Oh, just kidding. Councilmember Brandon. Yes. Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Just received a text from Councilman Alexander that she forgot to let us know she was on vacation. 3C, use of Petty Park.
Venture Crew 007 is a co-ed scouting group that is requesting the use of Petty Park on May 15th through 18th, 2025 for a scouting and camporee event.
And what, just a question before we go any further, this is approval of resolution to waive some provisions. What provisions would we be waiving?
If council is receptive, a resolution will be prepared to waive the prohibitions against camping and building fires in city.
Thank you. Just one clarification. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion floor and a second. Any questions or comments?
It's an incredibly good use of that facility.
Yes. Anything else? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Brandon. Yes. Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Any other requests?
I have none, Your Honor.
Unfinished business. 4A, consideration of ordinance number 2024-04.
This is an ordinance which would be amending the current city code, chapter 376, by repealing it and replacing it with the vacant buildings registration. Is the current title. The new one would be the registration of foreclosing mortgages and vacant property. And this updated ordinance ensures better enforcement by the property maintenance officer through the use of the Hero Property Registry. And Kevin from Hero Property is here to answer any questions, but speak a little bit to you about what the program enables us to keep track of in the city.
Yes, thank you for having me, first of all, it's a pleasure. Kevin Seidel, Hera Property Registry, we're based in Melbourne, Florida. We manage vacant and foreclosure registries for about 175 different municipalities in 13 states. About 40 of those customers are here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So it's great to have Lock Haven in consideration of this. So the difference between what you had previously and what we have is you're changing the language to sort of standardize it with what other municipalities in Pennsylvania are doing. You're adding a foreclosure element, so when there's a bank foreclosing on the property, we'll register the property with the bank, not with your residents. These are banks in other states and other countries. These aren't folks in Lock Haven, they're gonna pay this fee. And then on top of that, we're incentivized to do this. We'll never say we're a unique vendor to a municipality and that we're never going to send you a bill. But what we do is we keep a portion of the registration fees for each one that we collect. So I like to say we sing for our supper. We're not getting paid unless we're getting registrations for your city. And our fee is $125 a registration. So the rest goes back to the municipality in a remittance every 30 days. But the whole point is when the grass is this tall, you don't know who to call. We build a database for the city. So your staff just has to go in and look it up. They can get connected right with the property manager through our resource. But anyway, happy to entertain any questions that you might have. I'm happy to answer anything.
Questions for Kevin?
Kevin, is the only type of properties that this is concerned with, I mean, I've read through it. Want to talk a little bit about properties that aren't in foreclosure,
Sure,
that are otherwise vacant?
sure. There's two silos, the foreclosures, and we're filing bank actions. We're filing legal actions rather from the county. We need no help from municipal staff for that, for the city staff. The other silo is the vacant privately held. There's no bank filing on that. So full disclosure, we're doing this from a call center in Florida. Nobody from our company is walking the streets of Lock Haven looking to see, what's vacant and what's not, looking at windows. No one should ever do that anyway, but certainly not us. So we're working with your staff on those vacant properties. We work with them to try to maybe get utility data. Most cities have a list already of what they think is vacant. Those are the ones that we're going after. So we're really not going to go after something that you don't already want us to go after, if that makes sense. There's another layer too. If you don't want to go that route, we can buy postal data to try to play Sherlock Holmes. But what I like to say when I talk to Mr. Rogers about is, let's do this for 6 months, revisit it, see what worked, see what didn't work. And if we have to make changes at that point, we will.
The evidence of vacancy that is in the ordinance is I think probably for the typical user, the important part. This will be on the city's website tomorrow for people to review. But we're not talking, of course, about a rental unit that is vacant for 3 months while someone's looking to get a new tenant into the location. It really is what a reasonable person looks at that property and says it has overgrown weeds, dead vegetation, past due utility notices posted on it, disconnected utilities, accumulation of junk, trash and debris, abandoned vehicles, auto parts, the absence of furnishings and personal items, no one physically ever being seen coming in and out. The stagnant swimming pools, there's a laundry list of things that I think we all commonly use to say, I don't think anyone's living there. And that's really the list that would be used for enforcement, not what would be something that would come up frequently in this municipality of people waiting to just find the right tenant to move into their vacant unit.
Or someone who's renovating a unit, who's actively working on the unit, obviously, we're gonna see people in and out, those sorts of things. Okay, great. I just wanted to be clear for property owners in the city to understand that we're not talking about your vacant rental unit that you're working on renovating or that you're waiting for a new tenant or something like that. We're talking about truly vacant.
Going with tenant properties, we regularly get complaints about.
Yes, those, the ones that the cats live in.
We're after the bad actors, folks that are investing in the property, they're not what we're looking at going after.
Any other question?
Yes, sir. So let me get this straight. The city contacts you. If we have a property that we want to be looked at, is that correct? Since you're in Florida,
You can do that, yes, absolutely, no.
and if we don't
That's-
contact you, then
Well, I mean, we can use postal data as well, that's one resource we have. Basically, the way that works is every post office in the United States maintains a list of, the postal carrier goes and it piles up. Eventually, they put a sticker on the box, they take the mail back to the post office, and no one should deliver mail there until we figure out what's going on. We can buy that list for Lock Haven, but I'd like to try to see if we can do that with just working with your staff first, rather than going to that next level. So we're gonna be counting on you for information on vacant properties initially. But after that, I think we'll kind of get a routine going.
are we having difficulty getting the fees out of people? Is that why this is being proposed?
Our ability to spend the time to create the registry is difficult compared to what they're able to do without a fee to the city. Because we are behind the 8 ball when it comes to property maintenance. We did not have property maintenance. So that's a significant chunk of the job. It could be that in 5 or 6 years, after more and more of the deficient delinquent properties in the city are cleaned up, that there would be more time available. But right now, it's beyond a full-time job to keep up with just the notices of violation on current and existing properties.
I was looking at the May reports that we had. And just trying to see how many violations that we had this May. I didn't think our numbers were off the charts with vacant properties with that. You know, I was just trying to look at the data, we don't have like 30 or 40 that I saw in May that we were going after. So that's what I was just wondering, because we just got the assistant on board to help out going around with the coding offices. So we made that step last year, now thinking about making another step
I
and
think,
trying to get this. You know what
I do,
I'm
and I
saying,
think
so it seems like we're just keeping on
I
going
think this is
on.
what I think what we're saying, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that we're tightening this down because what has happened with our new person, at least the way I'm observing, based on the reports and things that we're seeing, is that the time that it takes to find the owner of a vacant property and deal with the owner of the vacant property, violate, cite them, and not have any response from them takes a lot of time in dealing with all of that. What this company is going to do, this is how I understand it, is that all that Caleb is going to be doing is notifying them, hey, this property right here, we want to put this on the registry. Then it's going to be your folks' job, track the owners down, get the money from them, stay on top of it, stay in touch with them and all those sorts of things. And that's going to take that burden off the backs of our city staff so that we can anticipate seeing more and more of the vacant property registration fees coming in, because we've not ever collected a fee for any of these.
Right.
So this is gonna get us the fee that we wanna get, which is more than what we originally intended.
It's a double incentive to get properties off of the vacancy. So being on the vacant property list does not give you permission to have tall grass. So that still has to be enforced through a notice of violation. And our most recent notice of violation, we spent significant time in getting that to the enforcement level in front of the judge. And the judge gave a fine of $250. So that'll be for the first time that individual is cited. We have to go through that process, cite them again, continue to do that over and over and over again. At the same time, this company will actually get them on a separate list and continually get money out of them as an additional incentive for them to actually fix up the property, get it on the market, get it sold for somebody who will no longer keep it as a vacant property, but instead an improved property back on the tax rolls. A lot of what they'll be using will be sheriff's sale and judicial sale information, which most of those are items that are in foreclosure that nobody is in, like North Jones Cat House, different kind of cat house, but the one that a gentleman used to come frequently to complain about the number of cats. So it kind of gives property owner a double whammy of incentive, because they're still going to get the notices from the property maintenance officer. We currently don't keep or enforce a vacant property registry. We have one on the books, but we started with the actual property maintenance enforcement. This builds in that second piece that council intended, which was the incentivizing that property owner because of a fee annually assessed to them, in addition to notice of violation fines, that they need to actually take action and bring this up to code, or they need to sell it to someone who will.
We play, excuse me, we play Sherlock Holmes for you. We build you a database that you can use that will contain all the parcel numbers in, the city, not just the ones that we see as vacant or foreclosed. And then we tag it in the system as we gather data. So you have a tool you can use. It's not the ultimate elixir, but it's one that you get for free. We'll never send you a bill. You're actually gonna make a little bit of money on it. And it's a communications tool. You communicate right through our system with the property owners or the property managers, I should say.
Any other questions? No, do I have a motion?
So move.
I'll second.
Motion. And a second on ordinance number 2024-04. Any further comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Brandon. Yes. Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yeah.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
4B, authorization for participation in the police department co-responder program.
This is a grant supported free program to the city. Through the Center for Community Resources. This is a Clinton County based in the city of Lock Haven co-responder program, which is an initiative of Police Mental Health Collaborative. Co-responders will work to support law enforcement in response to crisis calls. The co-responder is a civilian responder who will provide crisis intervention, de-escalation, coordinate referrals to treatment, provide diversion from incarceration, and reduce the risk of gun violence. This is a program for those that attended the Municipal League on Council that Bethlehem has successfully participated in for several years. Their police department itself and their social workers gave a presentation on a similar program to this. The police department was approached by the Lycoming Clinton Co-Responder Initiative to see if it would be receptive to receiving a grant that will pay for this person. They themselves pay for the individual through 2026. And with council's approval, then we'll be able to move forward and get the individual staff here in City Hall to help police officers in their response to calls where mental health intervention is quite often going to be something that produces better results over time and reduces repeat offenses.
Do I have a motion? So move.
I will second.
Motion on the floor, second. Any further questions or comments?
I just have one question. Greg, will we get some feedback from the program? Will there be, like, will this be something perhaps that the chief could put in the reports to say, this is the kind of things that are happening with the officer, so that we can see, and that we can tell the general public, this is something that's happening and it's working, it's positive. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yes.
So are these actual officers or are they like mental health specialists?
There's social workers.
Oh, I just want to make sure I understood that.
Anything else? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Brandon. Yes. Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4C, 2024 CDBG book schedule, fresh off for successful playground build.
I'm gonna defer to Carter for.
Carter Simcox, planner one from the city. I'm taking over the CDBG program, so we have a new schedule out, it should be in your packets. Just some recent happenings and some upcoming dates. Last Friday, August 2nd, we released our first public hearing notice in the Express. This Thursday, August 8th at 10 a.m., we'll hold a virtual interested applicants session. And then Monday, August 19th at 6:30, we'll have our first public hearing this evening.
Mark your calendar for the public meeting.
Any questions for Carter? Thank you, Carter. Any other unfinished business?
I have none, Your Honor.
New business, 5A, notice from Bonnie, Zach, and Snyder.
Bonnie, Zach, and Snyder, which is, it does sound like a 1950s, this program brought to you by Bonnie, Zach, and Snyder. They are the city's opioid litigators, as part of the opioid settlements that have been ongoing. And the city is a litigant in those. And this memo is to express that they have filed a writ of summons against Express Scripts, Optimum RX, Indivior, Island, and KVK Tech to preserve its ability to pursue its claims and potential settlement against these entities in the city's name. As the city's aware from the last meeting, they had done this previously with Walgreens, Walmart, other entities, and the city is now receiving funds to be used for opioid remediation here in our community.
Any questions on it? 5B, update on tax collection committee.
The most recent audit of the Clinton County Tax Collection Committee means that the weighted vote has been redistributed. It has changed very little, but the Clinton County portion, the Keystone Central School District has 58.4% of the vote of the entire board. All the other municipalities split what's left over, with the city's single vote equaling 9% of the total votes cast, which is the largest of any of the subsequent municipalities, but still altogether not enough to outvote the school district.
5C, authorization to solicit for bids.
5C, this year we're soliciting for bids significantly earlier than normal. We have had several different companies ask if they could bid, but if they were the successful bidder, they would need time to order the supplies that are needed to stock our parks and dumpsters. And along with council's packet, I did include the 31 areas where the city does have trash collection from its facilities and also from downtown Lock Haven's city-owned garbage cans. So with council's authorization, we'll go ahead and get the bids out.
Do I have a motion?
Yes.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion floor and second, be straightforward, any questions? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Brandon. Yes. Councilmember Brinkman.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 5D, nomination of PA Municipal League voting delegate.
The 2024 Municipal Leadership Summit of the Pennsylvania Municipal League is October 10th to the 13th. As part of that, the city is requested to appoint a voting delegate and an alternate voting delegate. And so, depending on who is nominated this evening, I'll prepare the nomination sheet and collect the signatures of council's representatives.
Do I have a motion?
I'll nominate Steve for the voting delegate and Rick for the alternate, if we can.
Motion. Second.
I'll second that.
Any other nominations? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Brandon.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Any other new business?
I have none, Your Honor.
The FYI reports.
The variety of information included is a update on the East Church Street sewer main replacement project and some photos to go with that. So council's aware of how that project went, which is now completed and will be resurfaced as part of the paving project this year.
And other matters, because you weren't paying attention to all the people over Park Street. With the playground redo over there, built, comments on those included.
Yeah, just a great time and I went by today to check on them and the city crews were over there putting some finishing touches on, another 2 weeks or so, kids should be able to play on it.
Actually, I had a conversation with the playground installers, the certified ones that helps out with the stone. We're gonna have a contractor come in, our guys worked hard at it, but they have other stuff to do. So we're gonna have a contractor come in to do the stone. It is supposed to rain the rest of the week with the storm coming up the coast, so it pushed that to next week. But she'll be able to turn around with still a full service and be good by the 16th, as I said, but just keep our fingers crossed. We'll let everyone know if anything changes.
The city crews, the city public works and the city staff were just amazing. It was a long 3 days. And the crews from the city did a great job. Our public works people, our folks, a lot of them that are here tonight, and the general public, Elsa was there working hard. But also I noticed that there wasn't on the shirts, and I don't think they were one of the official sponsors, but the Wayne Township landfill had a crew of people there on Thursday unloading the equipment. It was a really big job and the landfill was wonderful. They were great to work with. I think that it's one of the kind of things that as a community, it demonstrates all the things that we have in common, how much people care about our community, how much all of us care about our community, and the great things that we can do when we work together. And it was a really nice experience, I think, for everyone that was involved. And we finished just in the nick of time.
Walking in the car with the rain.
Just started to pour down rain, but it was a great experience.
Really was a big part of it. You missed out.
I did feel like that commercial the first couple of days, though, that commercial with the guys, as I picked things up, I put things down. Because we would unload the equipment, then we would load it back in again. And that inventory every piece of loaded back, it was, I just felt like that, but I will tell you that, I don't know how Steve feels, but we've done a number of these, a lot of these, and it feels really different doing your own. You know, it's like working in your backyard. It was just a great, for me personally.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a great feeling that to watch all this all happen in our backyard.
Yeah, finally, we're after being all around the state building playgrounds, we got the whole doing one. First, the extracurricular activities in the evening made the next day longer. But also wanted the fact that Quantici had 8 people there, the Citizens Fire Company, they really chipped in, manpower wise, water supply, ice, tables, chairs, they did everything they were asked to do plus more. So I really want to put a pat on their back for helping us. We don't want to miss anybody, but.
The installers are taking pictures of the fire truck, because they never been at an installation where a fire truck has been used for their water supply. Yeah, it was very nice. It was great.
I was really lucky to help build a stage with a bunch of moms from our community. And they were talking about how excited they were to bring their kids back to play on this playground and show them, hey, I built that. And which is really cool. It just was very awesome. And so many people from First Quality, which was amazing to have them come out and do what they do in our community.
I had the best team there, so.
I have to say,
You
you
might
work You get the award for wearing the hat along.
Yeah.
Well.
It's like all day long, he went to
Trying
get
to be
birthday.
a team members.
Elsa, do you want to say anything about it?
I didn't promote.
About your experience at all, it was just fabulous, I think one thing, I mean, you mentioned all these great organizations, but I just wanna say it was really something where you begin to communicate with each other and there are lasting friendships, I think, that will come out of this. And so it's like a bunch of strangers, and then we all got to know each other, and the people at Kaboom were just, they were amazing. I mean, what's her name?
Vicky.
Man, in her head are so many little bits and pieces and bobs and parts that went together, and Jeff was just, he was so calm. It was just like this gentle giant moving around going, hey, hey. So I felt, I hope we have something else.
Well, and the public officials from other municipalities were there to come to see how we did it. I'm sure they'll copy and learn something from being there. So that was beneficial for them, and they chipped in and helped too.
Anything else? Do we have anything else to bring before council? Do I have a motion with your?
There's no.